All right, so on this one here, we are going to look at, once again, it's going to be math. So the math operations. But we're looking at, we just got done looking at multiplication division. So now you're going to be looking at adding and subtracting. So with addition and subtraction, our final answer is based on whichever number has the fewest decimal places. Okay, so this one is about decimal places. That's the key word here, decimal places. For multiplication division, it was sig figs. This one is decimal places. So in other words, when we're answering for addition and subtraction, we're focused on how many decimal places we're supposed to put. And that depends on the decimal places in our original problem. So for instance, let me get my pen back so I can write. 6.8 plus 11.934. This one has one decimal place. This one has three decimal places. So we're not even looking at sig figs for adding and subtracting. It's just the number of decimal places. So you're going to add it up like normal, but the final answer you put can only have the number of sig figs with the number of decimal places with that had the fewest number. So in other words, out of this problem here, my fewest number of decimal places was 1. So my final answer can only have one decimal place. So this is my whole answer. I can only have one decimal place. So that number after it's less than 5, so that's just going to be 7. So 18.7. And that does give me 3 sig figs, but we're not even worried about that. Okay, it's just going off number of decimal places. So once again, here's some practice. So 3.24 has 2 decimal places. Or sorry, let me not do that there. Erase that. Okay, because that'll get you messed up. So this one has 2 decimal places. 7.0 has 1. Well, the fewest number of decimal places is 1. So our final answer should only have 1 decimal place. This is what the calculator says we have. We can only have 1 decimal place, so we're going to stop right here. All right. That's a 4. It's less than 5, so this just stays the same. So the answer is 10.2. Okay. 100.0 minus 23.73. This has got 1 decimal place. This has got 2 decimal places. So do the math. Based on the rule for adding and subtracting, our final answer can only have the fewest number of decimal places. Fewest number is 1, so it can only have 1 decimal. So here's my 1 decimal. The number after that is 7, so that makes the 2 round up to a 3. So 76.3. Okay, 0.02 has 2. 2.371 has 3. Do the math. Fewest number of decimal places was 2, so I can only have 2 decimal places. Here's my second decimal place. That number is less than 5, so it's going to stay at 9, so 2.39. 713.1 minus 3.872. So this has 1 decimal. This one has 3 decimals. All right, so do the math. Fewest number of decimals is 1, so I can only have 1 decimal place. So right there. That number is less than 5, so it stays the same. So 709.2. 1818.2, that has 1 decimal. 3.37, that one has 2 decimals. Do the math. All right, so when I do that math, I can only have, for my answer, it can have the fewest number of decimal places, which is 1. So here's my 1. That number is greater than 5, so that's going to round up. So 1821.6. 2.030 minus 1.870. This one has 3 decimals. This one has 3 decimals. So I do the math. I have to have 3 decimals for my answers. If you look here, there's only 2 decimal places. Where do I get the third one from? So what number can I add here that is not going to change my answer? And that would be a 0, because 0 is not there before, it doesn't exist, right? So it's still 0.16. So it's going to be 0.160. So you do need to watch for that. So that's how you do sig figs with adding and subtracting.